Why did I choose to go to UCLA?
First and foremost, when you say you've got a degree from UCLA, it carries some weight.
I learned a standard of excellence.
I knew that it would be the biggest challenge of my life.
You know, it's something special, and it's known worldwide.
In the same place where you can be with people that could be leading the world, you're also with people that could be professional athletes and Olympians. And so for me, it was really, truly getting the best of both worlds.
Just the opportunity to be able to walk around and say you're a Bruin, I think it goes a long way in this world.
When I look back and I see the impact that it had on me, and now going forward, the relationships that I've been so fortunate to cultivate and to have and establish because of my ties to UCLA are endless, and I'm forever grateful.
You got an alumni base that will take care of you and help you out for the rest of your life that's connected throughout the world.
The opportunity to come to UCLA is so special.
All the people I've met the most amazing people that really are in my corner.
I've never regretted at any point attending UCLA.
There are many ways to become champions, but in the Pac-12, we understand most victories are celebrated in silence. A simple pat on the back without the rain of confetti, a high five with a teammate, not screaming fans, in the classroom, at the library, another week of exams. This is the Pac-12, where leadership in academics and athletics launches success in life. It's what makes us the Conference of Champions.
As student athletes of the Pac-12 Conference,
we have the responsibility to support and spread the information we know is right when it comes to diversity and inclusion.
The world shouldn't be about color. It should be about equality.
We're lucky enough to play at a conference where no matter who you are, you're able to feel accepted and empowered.
It encourages minorities and marginalized groups to have a voice.
It is so imperative to be proactive in combating racism because I do feel like this generation is a generation of change.
We have the power to make a difference and build a better future for the next generation. As Pac-12 fans, we need you to stand with us in this fight against racism.
We have the leverage and we have the momentum right now. Why should we wait?
Use your voice unapologetically and confidently, and the many who pay attention to Division I sports will follow.
we can use our platform as athletes all across the Pac-12 to really stand up for what's right and speak out against injustice whenever we see or hear it.
And it's what makes us the Conference of Champions.
I coined my own definition of success, which is peace of mind and knowing you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable.
The Bruins won 88 games and did what no team has done before. At center, the player of the year, if not all time, Louis Alcindor.
Had begun to crumble under the relentless attack of the Bruins and Bill Walton. He will. Coach John Wooden says he's so smooth.
Here's those quick hands.
What this guy can't do.
Win their fourth, fifth consecutive national.
G2A banner, number 11.
Second on the shot clock. Let's put it up. And UCLA has upset.
And a steal. And they go in front.
Anticipates well.
Here's a tough contested.
First time in 27 years for that, and today they host a team at the bottom of the Pac-12 table, the 1-10 Washington Huskies. Josh Lewin, Tracy Murray with you. Yes, the Bruins are 6-0, 10-2 overall. They're ranked in one poll, about to be ranked in the other. They played a very complete game here last time out, Tracy, destroying Washington State by 30.
They sure did, and that's their biggest margin to win all year. They came in, they were business right from the beginning, quick start, and just crushed them throughout the rest of the game.
Washington State's football team had 62 and lost to the Bruins last time we saw them. Their basketball team scored 61, lost as well. That 91-61 final, a welcome sight since the last several wins for the Bruins had all been down to the wire. And on the air on Thursday, we kind of threw blue and gold confetti around to just talking UCLA's offense the whole game. Shooting 60% from the field in the first half. They finished up at 54. They were 16 of 16 from the line before the walk-ons came in and got a little nervous. But the Bruins had scored 54 points by halftime, the most in a first half by a Mick Cronin coach team. And in that half, you're talking about 64% from the field, 78% from three. So by game's end, 5 players in double figures. Balanced scoring again, right? Jaquez 16, Campbell 16, Johnny Juzang a career-high 17.
Right, and then you look at points off of turnovers, 19-13. Points in the paint, 34-26. Second chance points, 62. Fast break points, 12-3. Bench points, 24-13. All favored UCLA.
They had open looks from all over the court, Trace. I mean, in the paint, behind the line, and really for the first time hitting those three-point shots consistently. And the Bruins had already come into that game as the best shooting team in the conference. It just didn't feel like it because Juzang and Kaiman hadn't really heated up yet from outside. But now Juzang's in a rhythm. He's 12 for his last 24, 10 of 17 from three. Maybe it's Tiger Campbell being such a weapon on his drives and runners now, too, makes the rest of that offense really hum very nicely. Campbell, 14 for his last 17 from the field. He's averaging 19 points a game his last 2. He even got in a couple three-pointers to drop against Washington State. He's playing great basketball.
Absolutely, and we said moving forward that with Chris Smith being gone, that playmaking was going to be very important. And Tiger Campbell not only stepped up his playmaking, and it may not result to an assist, it may result to a hockey assist.
Sure, yeah.
But I mean, to be able to step your scoring up, that makes people pay attention to you, and that gives Juzang and Kaiman extra time to get their shot off.
Bruins were dominating in the paint early. That set some other things up as well. Cody Riley scored 8 of the Bruins' first 10 points in the paint. And Washington State just couldn't keep a body on him. And we talked about Campbell. We talked about Juzang. Jaquez played fine. I mean, Riley knocked down some jump shots. Could it be that a mid-range shooting game is actually in play for any team in basketball? UCLA looks like it's got one.
Well, I mean, this is the thing that upsets me. The mid-range is the most wide-open place on the floor in every game. But because of the analytic style, run and shoot threes or get layups or get fouled and get to the line, because of that style of play, it eliminates the mid-range shot. And mid-range is the most wide-open shots that you can get to.
UCLA's defense wasn't elite on Thursday afternoon. Washington State actually shot 46% for the game. And Isaac Bonton, it was a scoring machine you just couldn't turn off. Cougars were 280th in the nation in field goal percentage coming in, but they actually shot the ball very well. So I guess what I'm saying, Tracy, is that defense, I think, might be capable of playing even better.
Yeah, they are capable of playing better. And the two guys that we talked about that was heating the nets up, burning the nets up with Kaiman and Juzang, those are the guys, when they're out on the floor together, that's when your defense is a little bit weaker than normal. And those guys got to step up their level as a defense. Even though they made some good defensive plays in that game, if they can just eliminate some of the blow-bys and maybe help a little bit quicker on rotations, then the defense is going to pick up.
So the Bruins won by 30 Thursday afternoon. Today's opponent lost by about that many Thursday night. The suddenly sad sack Washington Huskies have a win only against in-city rival Seattle University. Otherwise, they've lost every single game. Quite a fall from grace for a team that was tournament-bound just a couple of years back. But they almost beat Oregon. That has our attention. We'll scout the Huskies when we come back. This is Bruins basketball from Learfield IMG College.
At Westcom Credit Union, the official...
Hey Bruin fans, we're so sad you can't be here with us in person, but keep that energy up from home. Go Bruins!
Campbell sliding left, goes 1-on-2, flips it up and in from 5, and the Bruins up right away. His right hand dribbling with his left. Bumping, grinding, turning, powering, fires it up and in. Big guy's got 6. Timeout, Washington State. You couldn't have a better start than this. Low post left, spinning, loses his man, lays it up and in. It's the Cody Riley show. He's got 8 of the Bruins 10. Campbell will storm his way in and out of traffic. Teardrop. He banks it in. It's 12-5. Give it to Hawkins. Touch pass. Juzang. 3-ball. Bang! Oh, what a pass. And Juzang hit it in rhythm. Hawkins on the baseline, in and out of traffic. Loses his man and jams it in with 2 hands.
Well, that's what happens when you have a foot speed advantage.
Out of the corner. Hawkins. 3-ball. Good with a swish. What a first half for Jaime Hawkins. He's got 9. Campbell, a turnaround in the lane. It goes. Pretty shot. Kyman, great look inside. Beating Juzang, lays it in with the left hand. Walks it right to Kyman. Pops a 3 on the way. Good. Jake Kyman having his breakout afternoon. Out to Singleton, a head fake. Back to Campbell. Another set shot. 3. It's good. He rips it right in.
Boy, the Bruins are tearing the three-point line up today. They are 7 of 9 for 77.8%.
Jules Bernard steps past the foul line. A finger roll goes in off the glass.
Bernard put his head down, got to his strong hand, and finished.
Here's Juzang, floating left elbow, up with it, scores it, and Johnny Juzang is up to 15 points in this one.
Nice patient play off the pick and roll by Juzang.
Now pick up the dribble, yo-yoing to the left, keeps on going, pull up, rainbow jumper is good. Tiger Campbell is 7 of 8. Tiger Campbell. Bruins run the floor. It's Juzang laying it up and in on the feed from Campbell. Timeout, Washington State. 91-61. What a statement they made. They got out to an 8-0 lead, and it just kept getting better and better. The horn goes right now.
Celebrating our culture, building a brighter future for us all.
Washington, the opposition today, a team with a good coach but a bad record. The Huskies 1-10, and after winning the conference just 2 years ago, winless in the Pac-12 this year, 0-6, just got massacred by USC. In fact, all the games were blowouts in the Pac-12 on Thursday. Each game decided between 15 and 30 points. The Huskies have one player averaging in double figures, and their shooting issues have been weighing them down like a pocket full of bricks. And I'm guessing you're going to tell me, Tracy, this game looks super easy on paper, but as the old saw goes, the games are actually played not on paper but on the court.
Absolutely, and that's what scares me about this team the most is they play better against better teams. And they gave Oregon a scare earlier this year. UCLA has to come out with the right mentality to put them away early.
We mentioned head coach Mike Hopkins in his 4th year at Washington, and he was an assistant at Syracuse for 22 years. A lot of success there with Jim Boeheim. Apparently broke out his spy pen, took pictures of every defensive play in Jim Boeheim's manual, and he's taught everything perfectly to this new group of players 2,600 miles away. It's worked until this year. Do they just simply not have the athletes to get this zone defense running correctly?
Absolutely. I mean, they lost 2 guys to the NBA last year that you would have thought that would have been here at least 2 years. That was their scoring. That was the bulk of their scoring. That was the guys that can get you buckets in the paint as well as create shots for themselves. And Quade Green was out for most of the year last year. Those 3 is what pushed the offense. Now Quade Green's back, and then you lose the bulk of your scoring, and now you have this situation.
Quade Green is a veteran point guard, and sometimes those guys have come into this building and kind of run the show. If you cut off the head of the snake, if you take care of Quade Green, does everything else take care of itself today?
I think so, because Quade Green is the only guy that's scoring in double figures for this team. So just like you said, scoring is a major issue for this team. He's averaging 14.5 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. And when your point guard's only averaging 3 assists, that means he can't get the ball to anybody to put the ball in the hole. And then you look at Jamal Bay, he's averaging 7.5 points a game. He was a good contributor off the bench. Now you're looking at him to be your second guy.
Washington 314th in the nation in points per game. They're 321st in field goal percentage, 322nd in three-point percentage, 339th in assists. But hey, they are 309th in rebounds. That's the good news. 309 out of 343 in the nation. I'm trying to be a swell guy here. The transfer from Wichita State is another guy we should look at. Eric Stevenson has been averaging 21.5 points a game in his last 2. He's kind of turned on that spigot, and out come the points here. Prior prior to their game against Cal, he had made only 4 from long distance. He's made 10 in the 2 games since then.
Well, he's starting to find his confidence, and he's starting to know the pace and know tendencies of guys in the Pac-12 and where he can. And Quade Green's probably developing a type of chemistry with him to where they can get some points on the board and have a second guy in command there.
Well, last year, Washington was where the Bruins are now. They were 10-2, and everything looked okay. The script has flipped. They have just 1 win and trying to take down a sudden giant in UCLA. The Bruins have won 14 straight here at Pauley Pavilion. They're trying to stay perfect in conference here this season. When we come back, Pete McCarthy's got an out-of-town scoreboard. It's our conversation with Coach Mick Cronin right after that. This is Bruins basketball from Learfield IMG College.
Hey, UCLA fans!
Friday afternoon, really social distancing, time for another random act of helpfulness. If a helpful Honda guy gave you $100 right now, what would you do with it?
Buy my girlfriend some flowers.
Pull out your phone, I want to send it to your phone right now.
No way. That's so cool.
Today we helped from a safe distance.
I'm going to give you $100 right now.
And we can help you too with a great deal on a reliable, award-winning Honda. For the first time ever, you can get 0% APR financing on Honda's award-winning lineup of 2021 SUVs.
Let's keep that Bruin spirit going with an 8 clap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. UCLA, UCLA, fight, fight, fight. You try to do. Go Bruins!
Time now to get you caught up on scores and storylines from across college basketball. Brought to you by Westcom Credit Union, the official banking partner of UCLA Athletics. The best bank for you may not be a bank at all. Visit ucla.westcom.org to learn how Westcom can help you build a better life. To the Learfield IMG College Network Studios, here's Pete McCarthy.
It is 15 minutes to tip off for UCLA and Washington. That is presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. As far as the Pac-12 goes, 1 game in action at the moment. Colorado poised to move to 5-2 in conference play. A 74-57 lead on Stanford with 2 minutes to go there. McKinley Wright, the fourth, 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists to lead the way for Colorado. Still to come tonight, USC hosting Washington State. That game will tip off at 6:30. UCLA, of course, coasted past the Cougars on Thursday, 91-61. Arizona State visits Oregon State at 4 o'clock. The Sun Devils will once again be without forward Tayshaun Cherry because of personal reasons. Utah hosts Cal at 7. The Utes just managed to end a 4-game losing streak by topping Stanford on Thursday. And what would have been the premier matchup of the day, number 22 Oregon welcoming Arizona. That game was postponed. COVID-19 protocols causing the Ducks to postpone both scheduled games games this week. The UCLA women's basketball team hosts Washington State at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Last night's scheduled game against Washington was postponed. And the Rams just kicked off their divisional round game at Green Bay, and the Packers frozen at the 5-yard line. The weather's not that bad, 37 degrees at Lambeau Field. You'll hear from UCLA head men's basketball coach Mick Cronin next. You're listening to Bruin Game Day on the UCLA Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Robert De Niro's a grandpa.
For UCLA to keep it going today against the Washington Huskies. And Coach, first of all, looking back, I wish we had 20 minutes to talk about all that went right against Washington State. You must have been thrilled with how that one went.
Look, man, when the ball goes in, it makes coaching a lot easier. When the ball doesn't go in, you got to play great defense. You got to rebound. You got to try to figure out how to draw the ball in the basket and get your team a layup. When you make shots at a high clip, 7 for 9 from 3 in the first half, as a coach, you don't have to worry about your team's morale. They're going to be hustling on defense. So, as they say, made shots cures a multitude of sins. But it also helps in a lot of ways when that happens. So, I don't expect to go 7 for 9 from 3 in the first half today, although I would love for that to happen.
You got a little peek at a zone against Washington State, and obviously with Washington, it is zone, 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 and usually that is very tricky. I know it hasn't been a great year for them yet, but I know you've got a lot of respect for Coach Hopkins, and they got some good players on that team.
Yeah, well, first of all, their zone, they play it like Syracuse much differently than anybody else. So their zone is not a lot like the same things won't be open. Their wings are extremely high. At times they have 4 guys above the foul line and a center protecting the lob. So it's hard to pass they got you out by the hash marks out of your shooting areas. It's hard to pass the ball to the corners. So it's just something your players aren't quite used to. Now, obviously, we've shown them a lot of film of the things that we did against them last year that were effective. But I would tell you the difference, and you alluded to it, obviously they haven't had the best year. They haven't been able to protect the paint the way they used to. You know, the great zones, if you get the ball inside, they block shots and they converge and they eliminate your advantage with their size. And that's been a struggle for this Washington team. And I think that'll be the key today. I don't think it'll be made shots. We have to get the ball in the paint against their zone and score on them, get them in foul trouble. That was the key to beating them at home last year. We got their first-round pick, Isaiah Stewart, in foul trouble because we attacked the inside of the zone.
Another thing that happened so well for you that first time against Washington last year is Jake Kyman went off, and it's great to see him kind of back in a confident zone. It would appear you gave him extended minutes last time out. He was hitting shots, moving his feet defensively. Kyman and Juzang both, you said it weeks ago, if they can both kind of find a rhythm at the same time, you guys are going to be okay.
Yeah, and we can defend well enough with that lineup. Neither one of those guys obviously are lockdown defenders, but they're great offensive players. But they hadn't really had it going on the offensive end. So I was looking forward to the day where they both got it going. It's going to de-stress the coach. When that ball's going in the basket, makes life a lot easier. So, both kids, young guys, Josh, I try to remind everybody of that. I know around here people are used to one and dones and, guys being great right off the bat, but really we don't have those kind of guys on this team. We've got guys are going to have long careers here that need to improve over time. And Jake and Johnny are no different, and they're both improving. And as they gain confidence, I think it's only going to make them better players.
And finally, Coach, I want to ask you about your bigs. Cody Riley, both high post and low post, it seems to be very comfortable and confident right now. Tell me about him. Tell me about Jalen Hill, too, because I don't think we've seen the best out of Jalen quite yet.
Nothing really different, my friend, with that. Cody's a scorer. He's got great offensive feel. And I think, he's in great shape for him, and that's helped him a lot. I think Jalen, he got back to blocking shots in the Washington State game. He's got to block shots, defend, and rebound. Points. We get points from him. It's a positive, but he's really got to not turn the ball over. That was his big weakness last year. He did not do it this year until the last game. He had 5 turnovers in our last game. So, that's something he's really got to clean up because it's hard to play guys just give the ball to the other team. And we need his defense. We need him to be a defensive presence. And when he's a defensive presence and he's on the backboard and his size and athleticism are a factor. If he's not a defensive presence, his size and athleticism, he might as well be standing next to me with a mask on coaching. So, that's something I just continue to harp on with him. And he took it to heart and got some big block shots. So hopefully he'll continue that for us today.
And all in all, again, coming off a great win. Go get him today, Coach. We'll talk to you after. Thanks for your time.
All right, Josh. Thanks, buddy.
Welcome to the Pauley Pavilion. UCLA can hang a banner in Westwood. Are you serious? Whoa! Does that bring this crowd to its feet?
Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Game time has arrived.
Campbell on the move, bands to Kleiman, a three, quick shot, good again! Riley the rebound, he lays it in! Let that man eat! Smith, a three, got it! From doom to delirium in Westwood!
Tip-off is next. UCLA basketball is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Ready, the official protein of UCLA athletics. Championship nutrition fueling UCLA champions. Redbox, the official at-home movie partner of the Pac-12. Visit redbox.com for new movies and thousands more. The SoCal Honda dealers, it's their job to